Bones are amazing things. They hold us up, they support us, they make us strong. But bones have other uses. In the past, bones were thrown by diviners, seeking out the mysteries of the future. Now the bones are cubes, made of plastic or resin, but they still reveal things to us. As they fall from our fingers and rattle across the table, the story becomes clear. Welcome to Bone Throwers Theater, an RPG actual play podcast.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Bone Throwers Theater. My name is Jordan, and I, as always, am the game master for this particular episode.
And this is Jeremy playing Grayson Jailbreak Digby.
This is Johnny playing Thanks for Getting Me Out. Jorus plays.
This is Aaron playing Brother My Plan Did Not Work Out, Benedict.
This is Jeff playing Demetrius. Oh, I gotta sneak so much. Norden.
And, man, I guess it isn't really this campaign if you guys are not getting thrown into jail at one point or another.
We didn't get thrown in this time. We walked
You
in.
volunteered to be put in jail.
He volunteered.
You volunteered, Brother Benedict,
I tripped.
and Glave was thrown.
Face planted.
And Grayson walked it.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
All right. So, you all snuck out of the palace using the back door.
The Interrogator's Tunnel.
Yes.
And we're going to Parliament, I guess. This doesn't seem like a bright idea.
No.
It's the only idea we have.
Which I feel like is as how we've been going about this whole process of where should we be?
Well, yeah, I have no clue where to start looking for this key.
Me neither. Other than to talk to this guy that wants to interrogate us but doesn't want to interrogate us.
Yeah.
He wants you locked up. He didn't necessarily want to
Well,
interrogate
he wanted to interrogate us.
Yeah,
But then
at
he
first,
left you alone for a day and a half. Left us alone for a day and a half.
He was busy dealing with problems.
Which
Well,
we
if
have
he
some
talks
answers
to
to.
us-
Yeah, well.
If he had talked to us from the start, rather than locking
Yes.
us in a room.
Exactly. What it boils down is the guy who's running the kingdom right now. Sorry,
He's a
Jorus. Is
Well, no, he is running Kingdom right now.
What it boils down to is that nobility seems to not be getting the job done. Big shocker there.
well, and out of character, I'm kind of curious about this emergency parliament meeting.
Well, it's in response to
Whatever the...
The goat man.
Liverpool.
Yeah.
Liverpool.
Liverachi.
Liver sandwich.
What he
Itchy
discussed
liver.
with
Itchy liver.
Goatface. Yeah, it's in response to what he discussed with Goatface.
Goat
How
face.
would one scratch one's liver?
Well,
I feel like it would be rather unpleasant.
Yeah.
I actually had it done this week.
Huh.
It was by a medical professional. That's all
Anyways, back to the game.
Yes.
We sneaky to the Parliament building.
Okay. And the Parliament building, there's a lot of chaos going on. There's people, like, going back and forth in and out of the building.
How many guards are...
It's not as many as the palace.
Well, yeah.
But it's a significant number, especially because it looks like Lord Liverich has brought his entire retinue of guards that he had with him before.
So all 30.
Yeah. They're very preoccupied because it looks like there is a giant figure just floating in air wrapped in a death shroud.
How giant?
Twice the size of a normal human being.
So 10 foot tall.
Thereabouts.
I am the dwarf.
So, using Magic Glave.
Yeah. Well, if I see this thing, yeah.
So can we see, is Lord Liverich talking to this thing right now?
Oh no, he's inside.
This thing's outside.
This is outside.
This is
Floating.
outside, like, protecting the entrance.
Floating above the roof of the Parliament. Have I thrown enough weird stuff?
This is funny because we recently talked about a campaign, a Shadowrun campaign, where Johnny's character died because he did not heed the sign of something big and frightening floating above a building.
It was a fire elemental.
So, part of me does not want to get anywhere near this building.
Yeah. Part of me does not either.
I don't see any other way around it, though. Do the guards see it?
This body is floating above the building.
Yes.
standing upright? Or
Yes, it's floating in like the classical Christ descending pose.
Okay.
Hands out, you can see its feet, but it's in this death shroud. Its face is completely hooded. Like, tatters of the robe are flapping in a wind that doesn't seem to be there. And it makes the sound of Jeff.
Yeah. What are the guards doing?
They're staring at it.
Just sitting there staring at it.
Some of them, it looks like they've tried to fire arrows, and they've deflected all sorts of different directions.
What did it do when they fired the arrows at it?
Nothing. It is not responding
Anything.
to anything.
Well, maybe when the guards are distracted, we can sneak into the building.
He said as he shook his head, no.
I don't know of what else to do, honestly.
Yeah.
Really, we want to be in there.
I mean, you could always go talk to Adrian again, see if he has
Alright.
any ideas.
I'm going to use my perk of Perceptive.
Okay.
Once perception, the character may announce they are studying an object or situation, and the GM may reveal something that would be impossible for a normal character to determine.
Okay.
Nothing is revealed, this perk may be used again.
It seems like whatever it is listening very intently to something that you can't hear outside of the building.
Is there anything about the building itself?
There seems to be a slight waver in the air
Around the building or above the building?
around the building.
There is some kind of magic shield of some sort around the building. It's not just a thing floating above it.
You announcing that?
Yes, I'm telling you guys.
Has Grayson ever had an occasion where he would have been inside the building?
Yes. There was this time that you were meeting with a member of the House of Commons, and you were selling them
Something.
a high allotment of very rare wool. Very soft, though.
Alpaca fur.
Grayson was thinking of maybe seeing if he could teleport something through the barrier, just know if something can get through the barrier. But then again, that's using magic right outside where this thing is, which Grayson does not want to do. I mean, he already doesn't want to use magic around people, but now using magic around the Fae, no. We're close enough to throw something at the barrier.
Sure.
Grayson's going to throw something at the barrier, see what happens to it.
It passes right through the barrier,
Mm-hmm.
but it looks like the figure slightly swivels.
Like the figure above.
Yes, the figure above
Turns a little bit towards where we are.
turns to where the object hit the barrier.
It's not good, guys. This is not good at all. You got to get in there somehow. You got this thing, Grim Reaper, floating above the thing that obviously is going to take issue at anybody trying to go in.
I want to roll my magic knowledge.
Okay.
Like, do I recognize it as something like the master sorcerer would know? Like a spell he would use for protection of the building, or is it like something
So
Fey
that's
magic?
magic knowledge. Where is that spell?
There isn't a spell for it.
So how? So
I'm just like my knowledge of magic.
so maybe okay, because you could, I guess, use like see magic aura.
Yeah, well, I know there is magic there,
Right.
so
Okay.
I don't need to use
Now
that.
I understand what you're. Yeah.
Just my general knowledge of magic. 15, 17.
It's definitely Fey magic.
Okay.
Does Benedict recognize this depiction, this thing that he sees from any religious texts?
Go ahead and make a religious knowledge check.
4.
Unfortunately, you have not eaten since breakfast. And you're rejecting the die I loaned you.
Yes, I've gotten 5 ones on that tonight, give or take.
Yep, it's getting switched up. Here.
I already got a new one.
No, I was taking Jordan's.
Oh.
I just got a 6 with it. I don't know what you're talking about. There's another 6.
It's that.
There's a
It's,
third.
oh my goodness!
There's a 4. Oops.
So
There's a 6.
I did see it did not even go in there.
It touched it.
I got
It's Fey magic right here.
So you said roll a 4 to see if I can recognize.
Just
this
because my dice tower has Cthulhu written all over it doesn't mean that.
There's another.
thing. So, yeah, 4 for my religion check.
Again, you have not had anything to eat since breakfast, and it is getting later in the afternoon. All the blood has rushed from your brain.
But you had a very good breakfast.
But it was free.
I don't think we're getting in there.
I'm tired of sitting around and waiting and getting absolutely nowhere.
I'm with you, Grayson. We know we want to talk to Liverich, and we know where Liverich is.
You want to go back to the docks?
Nope. I mean, the other option is to, yes, go back to the theater. But then that's just more talking. I can't believe I'm saying this, but now's not time for talking. Mainly because I have no one to talk to.
I'm sure that the Mist Court would be more than glad to talk to you.
Yes, the problem is we need to talk to the Court King. We need the key for.
I really don't know what else to do besides have fun storming the castle.
I know, I'm like, I want to go back to Walshham's rooms, but at the same time, I don't want to spend more time in the dungeon.
Benedict's just standing looking back and forth between Jorus and Grayson.
Well,
I don't know. What do you want to do?
you want to get some dinner while we figure out what to do?
Grayson is going to start slowly walking towards the barrier.
Okay.
Benedict's gonna shrug and start following. Like a death march slow, like a...
Alright, so you're able to pass through the barrier just fine.
What happens when he passes through the barrier? No, I mean, the thing, looks straight at him, or?
It looks straight at, where you come through the barrier.
Okay, I'm still out.
He's watching us walk through the barrier.
You walk in, and then I'm assuming you don't go in exactly behind him, but a few feet to one side. So you walk through, and the creature in the death shroud swivels to face you, and then a moment later it swivels to face where. So it's very minute.
How far away from the building is this barrier?
100.
Oh wow, that's pretty far off the building.
Yeah.
Okay, what do the guards do when the thing turns towards them?
They're still just trying to figure out what it is.
Stop trying to do that minutes ago.
It's just looking at us.
Yep.
Grayson's going to keep walking.
Keep walking. Benedict will probably, make cross himself. So he's kind of beseeching his deity.
Yeah, you guys are able to continue on just fine.
Continuing on just fine at this point just seems so ominous.
That's why I haven't gone in there yet. I've almost died enough times.
No fire falls from heaven. No rocks fall from the ceiling. The ground does not open.
You're walking towards the building. I assume we were on the side of the building.
Can we get inside the building?
Yes, you know a side entrance that you could go into.
I'm going inside the building.
Okay.
All right. Well, that was easy. We're in the building.
That was too easy, Benedict. Honestly, that was too easy.
It's too easy a thing?
Maybe.
Now we need to find Liverich.
Yes, we do. Where's that coming from?
Inside your own head.
Just Grayson's?
Yes.
He's going to look around. Did you hear that? Somebody said something.
I didn't hear anything.
Benedict hears in his own head, "You will see the crown of the
That's what I heard.
What?
What did
you just heard something?
Yes.
I heard something like 20 seconds ago.
So something's talking in our minds.
This is not good.
You will see the crown of the
Both heard it
at the same time.
Did you hear that?
I think Benedict is going to start looking around to see if he can see anybody. See if there's someone whispering in his ear, or if it's
nobody there. It's just you two in a small access hallway.
Yeah, you see what I mean by this is too easy.
I don't have a crown to seed.
I physically don't have one either.
You will see the crown
of the Banshee.
Shut up! And Grayson's going to now start walking briskly down the hallway looking for this meeting room.
It keeps on repeating faster and faster. And the faster you walk, the more...
Are we crazy?
No.
So are we finding any rooms?
You can hear a lot of shouting coming from what seems like... from the main Parliament Hall.
You want to just bust in? Something's got to be done. We got voices talking in our heads now.
Yes, we will do that.
You will cede the crown to the Banshee.
When we hear it, do we hear any upswell in the sound coming from the Parliament room?
As you get closer, you can hear more and more arguing, and it's starting to sound really kind of frantic in there, and it seems like the voice is getting louder and more insistent in your own head.
Okay, I guess the question, better phrased, is at the moment of the voices in her head, is there a swell change in the arguing?
Oh, No.
No. Okay. Found some doors.
Okay.
How literal do you take that?
I want him to take it literally.
So are the doors closed or open?
No, they're closed.
All right. So Benedict approaches the door.
Just to say, how many of you thought you were going to be storming the halls of Parliament in your role-playing game session tonight?
Are there guards on the door?
They're lying on the floor.
Okay.
Oh.
Even better. So, if I were going to kick open the door, is that a brawling or just straight fight?
I would say brawling would be fine. It gives you a little bit extra points.
Yeah, just a little extra.
Benedict falls backwards.
Benedict is lying on the floor, just like the guard.
They tried to kick you out of the door.
11, 15, 17.
The door bursts open.
Grayson steps through and shouts, "We will not cede the crown to the Bay Banshee!"
There is pandemonium in the room. You can see Lord Liverich literally throttling a man. It's a long hallway. There are benches along both sides. There's a place where like the head of the Privy Council and the royal party sits, and he is literally has a man's head, and he is pushing him down onto a railing that separates the royalty, and he's literally, the man's face is turning purple, and everybody else around there's just fist fighting everywhere. There's knives that have been drawn, and you just hear blanketing all of your senses.
You will seize the crown of the Banshee.
So our entrance wasn't grand at all.
No, everyone ignored us.
We wanted to come in, boom, and everybody like, huh? But apparently no one noticed.
How close are we to Liverich?
He's on the far side of the room. It's a huge hall.
Benedict's gonna start attempting to run over there.
Okay. Go ahead and make a roll because there's a lot of people in between the two of you. Yeah, athletics roll. It would take like 2 turns to move up there. Are you thinking about using a spell?
I got a 15.
Okay, you're able to run fairly easily. It's going to take you 2 actions to get that far. So we'll say that you're about midway there. What do you want to do?
If he's running, I'm gonna follow him.
Okay, go ahead and roll athletic.
Agility.
Agility.
Yeah, athletics or agility.
10.
Okay, you're able to follow, but at a slightly slower speed. Longer legs eating up the ground.
The same height.
Okay.
He's just.
I hiked up my rope, and so I'm I'm less restricted.
In so many ways. So as you're running towards him, Liverich picks up the man he was choking by his hair, and he literally just drops the corpse onto the floor.
Okay.
And you reach him.
Is he coherent?
No, he does not seem to be coherent.
Okay.
Am I close? Well, I should be close enough at that point. I'm gonna try and make him go to sleep.
Okay. Is that a resisted roll?
Yes, it is.
But he's not coherent, is he?
He's got battle rage essentially.
Okay.
Adrenaline.
10 plus wit.
17.
27. Hey, it's the magic number. 27, which I cannot hit.
Not tonight.
No, definitely not.
A lot of ones.
That's a lot
and
of
twos.
That's a lot of 2s. That's 4 2s right there.
Not enough,
Not even close.
but your running at him definitely attracts his attention.
Okay.
So he's going to go ahead and try and just brawl right into you.
And initiative.
Yeah,
And that's agility, right?
that's correct.
Pick him up and carry him out.
I'm rolling very poorly tonight.
What'd you roll?
Roll a 9.
I rolled a 7, so...
Yes!
Are you serious? Grayson is going first with an 11? Alright! Alright. Grayson's gonna go first again and is... I mean, he's in the back behind, so there's not much that he can do. He doesn't want to shoot him.
Sorry.
What if
So...
there's knockout?
Oh, even if Grayson was in the front, he wouldn't want to shoot him. He just wants to try and knock him out.
Right.
So he's gonna try and put him to sleep again.
So he needs the arrow with the.
Oh, I need to roll
boxing
wit
glove
again.
on it.
Yeah. Gosh, man.
15.
That's less.
He's gotten higher than 25.
Ah, 6 on the wall. 29 plus 1,
Knockout.
30.
Yeah!
So you are actually able to cast while running, which is pretty impressive. You only needed, what, 25?
25. Yeah.
So, yeah. You were completely successful. Like, his eyes just roll up in his head. And
He's in mid-run and falls.
yeah, and he just collapses.
Okay.
You will see the crowns of the Benedict.
No, we won't. Snatching grab, Benedict.
Benedict picks him up.
Okay, go ahead and use Mike to pick him up.
15, 18.
Okay. Yep, you can definitely scoop him up and go ahead and run.
So turn around and try to run back out the door that we busted
Or
through.
is there a door on that side?
There is a door on the opposite side, yes.
Which would be
Straight up
fast.
the
Which way it looks more clear?
Well, there's a lot of people that you ran through to get to this point.
Okay.
So you just have to keep on going, but you
Yeah.
have to...
Okay.
No, it's like scoop and grab.
Yep.
Scoop and go.
So roll another athletics.
Yeah, go ahead and roll in athletics. I'm going to go ahead and say that this is a pretty difficult roll
Because
You are carrying somebody.
because you are carrying someone. So we'll say 25.
Oh my
that's
goodness. You got 4 hero points, sir. Just to let you know.
Yeah, it's a very difficult roll, and this is just to avoid combat with
18.
anybody else.
18.
18 plus 6 is 24, so you would need like one more.
Plus.
So close to the character.
Okay,
Yep. God, I keep doing these. This is like. So, out the other door.
out the other door. Okay, it would be difficult, like so. We'll say 17 because you're dodging people and. There's some furniture that's been starting to fly and everything like that.
17, and I have 3 dice.
You can do it.
I can do it 9 times. Nope. That is a 17. No, it's only a 7.
It's only a 7. As you're running, a mug actually hits you in the back of the leg, like buckling your knee as you're trying to run. So you stumble. All right, we'll say that because you've already run halfway, you've already made one run. We'll reduce it down to a 12.
Hey, 13.
Congratulations!
Alright, so they're running out.
So they run out the opposite side, and you manage to get through the rest of the building without because
All the guards are knocked out.
Yeah.
So, also, as we were going through, I'm kind of, doing fireman's carry, so I have a free arm.
Yes.
As we run through, I pull those doors shut behind
Okay.
us.
Okay, sounds good.
As we keep getting farther and farther away, what happens
The
to...
voice, remember how when you first came in it was quieter? It starts ebbing down to a quieter volume in your head.
So I'm more inclined to leave the building.
Yeah.
At that point.
You will see the crowns of the
Shut up.
Now you're on the opposite
Yes,
side.
on the opposite side. When they go through the barrier, does the thing turn around?
Go.
Because right now it's facing towards me where they went in.
We're not crossing through the barrier yet.
No.
Okay,
No,
so you're
we're
just
not
outside
crossing
the building.
door.
Yeah.
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 Do they hear the voice outside the building?
They do not.
Okay.
When we get outside, I would say, Benedict, as crazy as it sounds, we might want to go back to where all the guards are and exit that way. Because they're Liverich's guards. And if we say we're protecting Liverich...
First, I'm pretty sure he hit his head. Can I check him and make sure he's okay?
Sure.
So I make sure it's not busted or...
Okay, go ahead and roll.
Make sure we're carrying a dead body out to the guards that are supposed to...
Right.
Go ahead and if you have medicine,
I don't. I should have, but I don't.
wit then.
Hey, 12.
12. He's alive. He's definitely not conscious, and he's got a pretty good goose egg.
Okay.
So he probably has a minor concussion, but
He'll be alright.
So, yes. I think it probably would be best, as crazy as it sounds, to exit where the guards are.
Yeah. That sounds like a plan. Turn him over to
Well,
his bodyguards.
I wouldn't turn him over. Say we need to get him back to the palace and lead them back that way. We don't want to turn him over, because then we're in the same predicament where we're not with him to talk to him when he comes to.
Oh, okay. Good plan.
So we're going back around
okay.
to the other side of the building.
Staying outside of the building. Not going back in the building.
Easy enough?
And we see the guards still out there just...
No, they're still agog at the side of the floating 10-foot tall individual.
You ready to make a run for it? Benedict,
Where am I running to?
towards the guards. And then have all of us go through the barrier at the same time.
I would like someone else to go through the barrier before I do.
Well, yes, the guards.
And Benedict looks really, really awful saying those words. Like, he can't believe the words that he would like to see someone else go through this barrier before it. Like, looks absolutely stricken.
Do I see them come around the building?
Yes, you see a very unmistakable brother Benedict hunched over in a fireman's carry, and Grayson
Right there, next one.
chugging along with him.
Alright, so Grayson is going to head off towards the guards. The guards! Guards! We have Liverich!
Huh? Like, you get the attention of some of them.
Like, he's injured! There was mass chaos in there! People were killing each other! We need to get him out of here!
Go ahead and roll persuade.
Do it.
These guards are not smart. We all know that they only have 2 dice in wit.
That's 12 right there.
I rolled 2 dice and a 1 on my wild dice, so you don't even need to count.
That's 18, yes I do.
They will carry us back on their shoulders.
Do the barrier first.
26, 30.
Congratulations.
To 0.
That's not when you're supposed to roll that way.
Yeah, it is. For Persuade? Yes.
For
it
a
is.
whole mess of guards?
Yes, it is. For Persuade, that means they will pretty much do what I tell them to do.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on inside the building?
Mass chaos. People are killing each other in there. There is some mystical thing screaming at these Parliament people.
They were inside the building for what, a whole 2 minutes?
Yeah, but not very long.
Okay, good.
Just a few moments at most. Yeah. So let's go ahead and take a quick break, and then when we come back, we'll see what happens.
Hey there, my name's Anthony, and I run an actual play podcast called Deep Fried Dice, where we play role-playing games. On Deep Fried Dice, we like to explore our imaginations and tell strange stories in alternate worlds, funny fantasies, and sort of epic fiction. Twice a week, we play games using genres and systems on the less traveled side of role-playing in the hopes of showing off the flexibility this hobby can provide. If you like tabletop games, bad jokes, and hearing stories, then come listen to us at www.deepfrieddice.com.
So, you say that there's mass chaos going on inside the building.
Yes.
All right, we need to get him to safety.
Yes, we do. Back to the palace.
Of course, yes. We must make sure that Liverich is safe.
And then we have much intel to give Liverich once he recovers.
Lead the way.
Grayson is grinning ear to ear. It's like, all right, let's go. And he charges off.
Okay.
Through the barrier first.
Yes. So you. Okay. So you want to go first?
Sure.
Okay. So you go through just fine. Now, because you're carrying, it's going to be a little bit harder for you, like, to keep up in this group of 30 guards, 20 odd guards.
They should be protecting Liverich.
Yeah. So they're protecting him. They're like clotted around you.
Okay.
So he's leading through the first, and I'm imagining that you're further back, like more in the center of the crowd.
Yeah, the center of the guards.
Yeah. And so you go through just fine.
All right. As they're starting to go through the barrier, I want to start going up to meet them.
Okay, sounds fine. So you're coming up to meet them. Grayson goes through just fine. The guards go through just fine. You go through the barrier. You try and go through the barrier, and you hit it like a brick wall.
I do?
Yes.
So does he hit it like a brick wall, or does Liverich?
Because
hit it
he's
like a
kind of
brick
hanging
wall?
on my back.
So
no part of me at all went through the barrier. Like, my foot didn't start to cross.
your foot did, yes.
Okay. So it's clear that what I'm carrying held me behind the barrier.
Correct.
Grayson! I can't cross!
Grayson turns around and he reached back through the barrier.
Oh, yes.
Okay. He's like, guards, let's pull him through! We get the guards trying to...
To pull on
Liverich.
Liverich. As soon as his hand hits the barrier, it stops. If you pull hard enough, his arms will come out of socket.
What is this creature doing?
It's staring right at you all.
But it's not doing anything. It just turned and just looking.
I approached Grayson. What was going on in there?
We need to get Liverich out of here.
I understand that. I might be able to do something. What was going on in there?
Mass chaos, voices in everybody's heads, killing, throwing things,
Liverich killed a man.
which I'm assuming by the voices I'm hearing, it might not have been Liverich. Like, everybody in there seems to be under the influence of something.
What were the voices saying?
You don't want to know. Something about the crown. You won't like it.
Well, I don't like that. Pointing at the apparition. I can try something, but it may upset that thing if I do. I'd rather not upset that thing if we can help it.
Upsetting this thing is the only way we're getting Liverich out of here.
And there's no guarantee what I would try would work.
It better not be just turning into a mouse.
No. That would not help.
Turning into my hawk's favorite food. This will end well someday.
I already thought the same thing. Turn into a mouse, have my falcon carry. Suddenly, you're
Dinner.
fighting your falcon.
I forgot who I was, so.
The falcon is channeling Brother Benedict. Oh, look, food.
Breakfast.
No.
Fresh breakfast.
Sometimes I'm able to remove magic from an object. I've never done it on anything as large as a person. It's a very difficult spell to cast. That's what I'm saying. There's no guarantee it would work.
Do you have another option?
Not that I can think of right at the moment.
Then why haven't you done it yet?
Because of that thing.
Oh, crap.
We're outside the barrier.
Starting to bleed through outside of the building.
I'm hearing voices again. I mean, not your voices. I'm hearing.
I know what you mean.
Oh, okay.
So that's your cue.
Alright,
Jorus.
let's give it a try. I want to cast Dispel Magic on Liverich.
What's the target number on that?
Okay.
Is that another 43?
5 plus the target. Or plus spell level, basically.
So what level is?
This is a pretty big spell.
Even or odd?
Right? Like I said, I'm not dispelling the whole everything. I'm just on Liverich.
There's no spell on Liverich.
There has to be something on Liverich that's preventing him from crossing through.
Essentially, the way that I was thinking of it is that the barrier is keyed to the blood of the people in the room.
So
that
you'd be dispelling his blood.
so that
So we can just drain his blood and then he can cross through.
so essentially it's essentially a genetic lock.
So I would have to dispel the entire thing.
Yeah, and that would be like at least
Dang it, that won't work.
at least a 40.
Whoa, at least a 40?
It's a spell that's covering an entire building.
And everybody inside of the building.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's a huge spell.
Yeah.
Okay, question. For
40
future reference,
like
because I
big
doubt
dice.
it'll be applicable here. I mean, or that Grayson would even try to
I would
attempt
have to roll all 6s, including a
Teleporting.
die.
I would
His
allow
physical being does actually not cross the barrier.
Yes, that's
it
true.
just ceases to exist on this side, and then
pops over.
pops
there.
over on the other side.
That would work.
Now, the other question is: an unconscious person a willing person
Yes.
at that point?
I would say yes, because they're just
They
objects
can't
at that
make a
point.
decision, so yes.
They're an object at that point. So I explained to Grayson that there's no way I can break this. It's not on Liverich. It's the entire building. It's the entire thing.
Yeah, it's everything inside the
barrier.
barrier.
35.
I give you my hero.
I spent all my hero
You
points.
got no hero points left.
Grayson's going to attempt it without saying anything.
Okay.
6. I need to keep getting some more 6s. Nope.
Oh.
It's 31.
31.
And what did you need? 35? Quick, say your quote.
So what's the rule on... Yes, what's the rule on character points?
You
I
can go up
mean,
to
we've
3.
done it several ways where you have to declare how many you're using beforehand.
No,
or
you can
you can do it.
make the decision
All
as
right.
you go.
Okay, I'm going to use 1.
Okay.
I need, what, a 4?
You need a 4.
Oh.
A 1.
Alright, well, you need a 3.
I got a 4.
Hey.
All right,
Like I said, if I could have given my hero points, I would have.
I love this mechanic.
all right.
I know Jeremy hates this mechanic.
I hate it.
Well, no, I'm not
Grayson
trying
is just gonna, as he does it, he's gonna look up at the floaty thing, and Liverich disappears from the other side.
As soon as Liverich disappears, I want to look up at
the
it.
barrier, and then he looks back down at Liverich, and it's like, oh, holy crap!
As soon as Liverich disappears, I want to look up at the thing. What is it doing?
It stays stationary. It's staying put over the Parliament building, but it's looking straight at all of you.
That doesn't surprise me. I mean, it's just a barrier.
As soon as Liverich disappeared off my back, I stepped through the barrier.
Okay.
Where did he go? Please tell me somebody here did that.
To the palace. I don't want to stay here.
Because you revealed yourself.
No,
No, I didn't.
Well, no, you did something
That could potentially
yes,
reveal myself.
exactly. So I'm
Alright, so I got a hero point for potentially revealing
for
myself.
putting yourself into danger. It's such a good moment that I can't let it go by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's please tell me somebody here did that. I do not have that ability.
Neither do I.
Don't look at me.
I look at you. I look at the guards. I look at everybody here.
I can imagine that you're getting pretty angry that he just disappeared.
Yeah, it's essentially what happened to the queen. Yes.
Don't you all just
Miss Court?
fighting an automaton?
Question?
I doubt it.
I do get the feeling we're being looked after by a higher power in these situations.
Grayson smiles.
When all seemed lost, there was a way.
Is that your quote?
I don't have it can be.
Yeah, go ahead and make your quote, but I'm not going to give it to you this time.
Well, before we go, I look directly at Grayson. How did that happen?
We just came out of a room where people were killing each other that were supposed to be all on the same side. We were hearing voices in your head, and you're asking me how all this has happened?
Yes.
Go ahead and roll persuasion.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
3 exploding 6s.
This is a good night for Johnny. So I see
18.
24.
28.
11.
He's totally not buying your story.
Well, I believe everything he says.
Yes.
Because that's what he said before. But I'm just looking for some kind of sign. You don't have to verbally say that you did it, but I'm just because I don't know about the note you found in Walsham's room mentioning your name.
The dossier on
Yeah.
all of us?
Yeah.
Oh, Grayson still has all of that.
Yeah, I know. But I don't know about that. But I do have my own suspicions about your abilities. So I'm just looking for any indication at all from, that's why I'm staring you straight in the eyes and...
Grayson's not budging on it. He's still sticking to his stories crazy house. And he throws his hands up and shakes his head. It's I have no idea.
Then why should we go back to the palace?
I mean, I convinced all the guards to take us back to the palace to protect Liverich.
Yeah. Who's not here now.
But they know that we have intel now. Specifically for Liverich.
Who just disappeared.
Maybe he's back at the palace.
Which means somebody here would have had to know to take him.
Maybe someone there took him there.
I mean, that's where the Archbishop ended up.
Eventually. But the Archbishop was not in a magic barrier either.
Was just being attacked by a magical automaton.
Don't you wish back for those days? It seems so much simpler then.
I was thinking it was a key.
We still need a key.
Yeah.
Palace is the only place to go where we might get some new information. Or be able to tell somebody some information.
But wasn't everybody of importance here? We got a game question.
Yes.
I'm 14th in line for the crown.
Yes, you are.
What number are we on?
Yes.
12.
I think Liverich was a little higher in the
Yes.
list than you were.
A little.
But how many of the rest were in that room?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's a
How
good
many of
question.
that list ahead of me were in Parliament meeting?
Oh.
Well, Liverich killed number 10.
Number 8 threw a mug at the back of Grayson's leg.
So the thing is that room was full of parliamentarian members.
Yeah. Yeah. So not all the members of the family. Royal
No,
family.
no.
I fully understand that.
Right. A lot of the family is scattered throughout the country at different castles and stuff like that. The queen has not had any children yet. She is not even married.
Yeah. I mean, my parents would not be in Parliament.
Benedict's got a chance.
So you're saying there's a chance.
I'm just saying that there's a where there's a will, there's a magical way. I At this point, you're still too far down the line to even consider.
Okay, I was just wondering, like, how many,
We'll say that 2 of the other members of the royal family
Okay.
were in there. They might even choose a relative who doesn't even live in the country. For example, well, a perfect example, Mary Queen of Scots was in Scotland before.
Yes.
She was not even in England. Then also Prince Philip of Orange was a Dutch prince who became the King of England. So
Grayson is going to speak up again and say, look, this happened to us before, and the Archbishop ended up somehow at the palace. That's what we have to go on. And he says, is it loud enough for the guards to hear?
Benedict's
So
behind it.
you're saying we should go back to the palace?
That is the only lead we have at where Liverich might have ended up.
That's okay with them. It puts them back on familiar ground. At this point, we're going to go ahead and cut back over to the woefully underused Demetrius.
He's just standing
Norden.
over the side of the building by himself now.
So you wanted to make your way back to your building.
Yeah, I got there and you said there
There were
was
guards there. Yeah.
I forgot that he was
wandering
not
my
with
place.
us. I thought he was just
Yeah, I
there.
thought he was there with us too. I forgot about that.
Guards wandering my place. Can I see how many there are?
There are 2 in front of the door.
2 in front.
Yes.
Are there any inside that I can tell?
No.
All you gotta do is climb up the front of the building and go through the hole in the wall.
Yeah,
There's a big hole in the wall.
But I'm not going to do that because
Because you're not Spider-Man.
I don't have climbing. I'm going to sneak around back of my place.
Okay.
Sneaky.
19.
14, 19.
You succeed.
Are there any guards out back?
No.
I go to my door quietly
Okay.
and I listen.
You don't hear anything.
Go through my back door as quiet as I can,
Okay. You succeed.
and I grab a hammer and no, I grab a hammer and a plate to hammer on, like a steel bar that I can use as a anvil,
Like a, yeah.
and
Okay.
throw it in a satchel. And no, I
Wrap them in cloth and throw them in a satchel.
yes, and then I exit back out the back quietly, stealthily.
All your clocks in your office have run down.
Are you invoking one of his complications?
Nope. It's actually not. It would irritate me, but timing is everything, and I'm running short on it. Have been for the past week. So, sneaking away. 18.
You're fine.
Now I need to go somewhere where I can
Now
work
you're-
on this.
Now you're carrying 10 pounds of metal.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're carrying a ton of metal around with you.
The last thing we agreed upon was to meet back at 7 stars.
Yes, that is less than we agreed upon as a group, yes.
My, how plans have changed.
So, I guess he's going to stealthily again make his way over
Don't worry
to...
about rolling stealth.
He's just trying not to get arrested.
Yeah, I'm trying to avoid getting arrested.
I'll allow you to get to a restaurant that you've frequented quite a bit in the recent past without too much trouble.
Quick question about the 7 stars.
Yes.
Does the bartender, the owner there, recognize him when he comes in?
No.
Yeah, so I go up to Walsham.
What?
Walsham's dead.
Not Walsham. No, yeah, Walsham.
Walsham's
I
dead.
go to Walsham's room.
Oh, Walsham's room.
Oh, okay.
I go to Walsham's room
Finish the sentence.
so I can work on this stuff. I'm gonna work on it while I'm waiting for these guys.
Jokers.
Arrestees.
Though I do know that they are taken to the palace. So I guess I would work on these,
Waiting for Grayson.
yeah, waiting for Grayson.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay. So
Because he just went off to do something, and I was like, okay, because I don't question what he does.
you have smithing at 3D.
Yeah, smithing is, 3D.
It's going to be really hard to work with.
Mm-hmm. It's cold.
Very
Forged.
difficult. Yeah, very difficult. So we'll say 21.
Nope.
Oh
Nope.
gosh.
You hit it with a hammer and
Hammer bounces off.
Yep, bounces off.
I'm going to work persistently.
Okay.
Until it starts to do something.
17.
Yeah.
You have hero points?
Yes, he does.
I do.
Thank you.
23.
Yay!
Yes, Jordan. You have 4 character point dice to use at your discretion.
I do.
3 of them thanks to me. Every time I try and teleport something, I gotta use a stupid character point.
It's a 35 target number.
You begin to actually see the part that you're hitting smooth out,
Good.
but it's going to take a while to fashion anything
I
useful.
fully expect it to take a while. I'm cold forging.
It's getting pretty late in the evening at this point, I would imagine, with everything that's been happening, sneaking around the city and such.
So yeah, I'm going to gather it up and sneak over to the theater.
Since nobody showed up at the...
Yeah, it's been a few hours and no one showed up. No!
Oh my goodness.
Your arms are tired from hammering. Makes you more clumsy.
This is to roll to gather it up, right?
Yes.
Yes. to gather it up.
If you give me another hero point,
No.
you'll be just fine. You're just fine. Thank you for playing. So you're able to get to the theater without any complications.
I let Adrian Marr know what I have in my bag so that
Does he freak
that
out?
they aren't alarmed. Because my hands are nowhere near it, but letting you know what I'm going to be doing.
What have you there?
I have what I need to cold forge some iron. You said that's what we needed to fight the Bay Banshee.
It is, but why cold forge here?
Because there's nowhere else safe for me to forge.
Well, you could always buy cold forge.
No, I can't. My face is plastered everywhere with people trying to arrest me or turn me in for 40 pieces of gold.
Well, there is places you go that people do not care about those things.
I am those people that don't care about those things.
You've been to Undermarket?
Yeah.
Grayson took him.
Down in Underground?
Underground.
Yes, Undermarket, in Catacombs.
Grayson did not take him there.
I feel like we should have talked to Adrian earlier.
You mean like all the hints I dropped? Hey, why don't you talk to that guy?
Well, you dropped a lot of hints, and we followed a lot of them.
And it usually ends badly for us.
I mean, the Parliament was a hint that we followed.
Well, can you take me to this catacombs?
Undermarket?
Yes.
We can go. Yes.
Are you sure they have cold forged iron?
Anything you want.
The key?
Alright. Let's go to the catacombs. The underground market.
All right, sounds good. And with that, we are going to go ahead and stop for this week. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Thank you for listening to Bone Throwers Theater. Our cast is Aaron, Jeff, Jeremy, Johnny, and Jordan. We are releasing this podcast under a Creative Commons Attribution, Non-Commercial, No Derivatives 3.0 Unported license. That means that you can share the podcast, but please do not modify it or try to gain financially from it. If you would like to visit our website, you can do so at bonethrowerstheater.com. If you would like to send us an email, you can do so at bonethrowerstheater@gmail.com. Our Twitter handle is @bonethrowerstheater, and also you can look us up on Facebook and Google+. And until next time, may the bones fall ever in your favor. This has been a Nerd Circle podcast production.